attempt to do a good video explaining my simple and sound soccer. If you have interest in the game, you can contact me at tbrros@aol.com. Ask for all the seasons and the pricing, and I'd be happy to send it over to you. So Simple and Sound Soccer is a very basic game. It's all played on Excel. Most of it is automatic. You just have to click on the right things. And I am going to show you what makes the game work and also how to play. So there's different tabs. There is the main game tab. There is the replay tab, which you can see I've got an active replay going. I do not fill out the schedule for you. You have to do that yourself, but you can definitely get the replay tab, and then you would put in the teams. And then it automatically adds up a bunch of stuff. You would put in the matches, the win, the draw, the loss, the goals for, and the goal against. Differential and point in purple will automatically fill. If you play an older season where points is 2, you would have to put 2 here instead of 3 if you want the points to be accurate. And then over here, you see right now we've scored 98.5% of the goals. That's really good. We're within, almost halfway through, we're within 1.5% of the actual goals scored in the league. I found 5% or less is really good. Just the roll of the dice gives you that variance. And then you would also have, depending on what, most of the games it's updated, but this is an older one. So you see this and this match, this and this match, this and this match. That means that you've got everything that you should. You haven't missed anything. So there are some fail safes in here. There are goals. I normally don't keep the goals, but I did in this one, and you just put in, this is the number of real goals, and then as you go, you put in the number of other goals, and I don't think I kept up, but that's the total number of goals, and then you can check that versus the total. Yeah, I didn't keep it up, but just to give you an idea, if I had this, this over here would say 110. Active League, this is where you start. And so if you have a file, this is my 2000-2001 file, you would copy down past all the goal scores. You can see that the goal scores go up to 1,000. That means that you've got, really accurate goal scorers, having it based on 1,000, not on 100. So that is the power of Excel, and one of the advantages of using an Excel to do a game. So you would just click copy, and then you would paste it into active season right here. And then when you go back over to the game screen, this, you have to do this, and then it'll start populating again. And then you can see it populated. Now we want to undo that because I don't want to. And let's see, we want to go back one more. There we go. So now I'm back to 15-16 EPL in this game. And then the last one is the charts. The charts are what really run the game, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go back to Active League and let's look at the different ratings. So a home goal rating is how many goals divided by the number of games Bournemouth and their opponents scored when they were at home. So Bournemouth, in games that were played at Bournemouth that year, 3.0 goals were scored per game. That'll be important in a minute. You'll notice 221, 258. That is one of the two things that make the game go is how many rolls per game are there, and that's how you get the accurate scoring. The other one is an adjustment, and it's based off the average of away goals scored, and same thing. So in Manchester United, minus 0.17. So there would be a deduction from how many goals per game If Bournemouth was playing versus if they were playing Arsenal, you'd get more rolls per game. And then the two key ratings are the home power rate and the away power rate. What makes my game different from most of the soccer games that I've seen is most soccer games use goals scored and goals against. I use record first, and then I use goals scored and goals against to tweak the ratings and get them to look right. The reason for that is if you go by just goals scored, it can easily be thrown off by, one or two big wins or losses, and the team is not going to come in the place that it should. When you base it off of the points earned home and away, you get a much more accurate chance of having the league end up the way it did in real life. And then I use the goals for and goal against, compare them, and make final tweaks to get my ratings. So let's go back to the charts, and you'll see that they start at 0 and go to 38. And as you go down, you'll notice more and more blue. So at 0, each team has a 50% chance to win. At 34, which is the highest, you're up to 97.5% chance of keeping possession. And possession, you'll notice every 10 there's a goal chance. So that is really what makes the game work. Who is going to have the best chance of getting a goal chance? And again, it's based on your how many games you won at home and how many games you won on the road, tweaked slightly by goals scored and goals against. And that's why I get pretty accurate results. So let's go to the game screen. And you'll notice that there's the game screen and the goal screen. So you're going to be really only doing a couple buttons. Most of this is automated. If you want to restart a game, let's say this is the what you're going to push to play the game. And as you do that, you'll notice this changes. So I'm getting ahead of myself just a little bit. So to restart a game, you click the green button. That brings this down to 1. When you get Simple and Sound Soccer, make sure you make an extra copy of it before you start playing. That way, if somehow you screw up one of the formulas, you've got an original. So you'll notice the teams, and you'll notice the rankings, the ratings. So right now we've got Manchester City, which is the away team. They're 20 versus 16, so you'll notice that they're blue. So automatically, if you made Manchester City the home team, because they were the best team that year, I believe, or really close, their rating's 27, and the blue switched from away to home. So all automated. So if you are playing Manchester at Norwich, they would have a 27-8 advantage. You'll use chart 19, and the other thing you'll notice is this is the total number of rolls per game. And you'll notice that every time I click a different team, you get a different number of rolls. All right. Normally, right around 30 is average. So Manchester City, there were a lot of goals scored in their games. You switch that to Sunderland versus West Ham. West Ham is the favorite, and there's 36 rolls using chart 2. All right. So let's play a game. And then I'll show you about the goal screen as we get there. It's real easy also. So once you see, this is how you pick your teams. This is the current role. This is who has possession. And this is who had possession last time. And that'll come important if we get a goal chance. So let's start. Sunderland keeps the ball. And you keep going, and you notice West Ham has a chance, and it keeps going, and there's a goal chance. All right? The last, if you don't want to remember who had the possession, you can look over here, and it was West Ham who had the possession. So now all you have to do is roll. You have a 70% chance of getting a goal. Remember, again, all the advantage each team has is built just into this one area, but this is to add another level to make it more fun, and they got a goal. You notice it didn't, if it had changed to saved, it wouldn't be a goal, but it was a goal scored by Sunderland You click on if goal scored by it, random number will give you that Jermaine Defoe scored it, and it will also, which is really cool, give you the time that the goal was scored, which again is based off of approximately off of where 7 divided by 36 is 1652 out of 90 minutes. So Sunderland has the ball now again, and we keep going, and West Ham has a chance. Goal. It was scored by this guy, and at 24:52 it's now 1-1. And you go through and you can see that neutral role. You saw neutral role. That's one of the things that we have to make it even more accurate. There's some roles that are split. When you see a neutral role, look over here, and the way I do it is odd is a home team, even is an away team. So if this had goal chance, I'd look over here, see neutral role, 1 home team, I would click, and it would have been a goal. So let's go back, and you keep going, and till you see another goal chance. You might not get one. We're at 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Up, goal chance late for Sunderland. Score, 2-1, 86th minute, and on own goal. Sunderland takes the lead. This says goal chance, so if that came up here, you would again use the odd-even formula. Sunderland, and the game is, they got a last-minute goal chance. End of the game, automatic. This pops up. You hit OK. You would give them a chance to score. It was not scored, so the final's 2-1. You'd come over here, mark 2-1. Come over here, mark 2-1 and 1-2, and you would move on to the next game. So that's the basics of how you play simple and sound soccer. Again, to restart, you would click that. Current role, number of roles per game, the rating, goal scoring, player scoring, all the stuff right here that you can play a game. Once you get the hang of this, you can play a game in 5 minutes or less. Depends on how many goal chances you get and how many roles there are. Sometimes even less. So that's it. I'm Todd. Again, if you want to have more information on the teams, I've got every English season from 17, 18, I think it is, back to the mid-60s. I've got a few Spanish and a few Italian seasons. I have a couple MLS, a couple championship, and a couple specialty all-star Champions League, maybe, I forget which one, all-time champions and all-time World Cup teams that I have as well, for those who like all-time great leagues. So that's it. This is Todd, and you have a good day.